Hey, curious minds, welcome back to How It's Crafted. Today, we're diving into a fascinating journey, the story of mirrors. Think about it. Every morning you stand in front of a mirror, you see yourself, you fix your hair, check your clothes, maybe practice a smile. But have you ever stopped and asked, what is this magical object that gives us our reflection? How is it made, and why does it work so perfectly? Mirrors are so common that we almost forget how extraordinary they really are. You find them in your bathroom, in elevators, in stores, on your phone, in telescopes, in microscopes, in cars, even in space. Today, I'll take you step by step through the science, the engineering, and the artistry behind mirrors. And by the end, every time you look into one, you'll see more than just your reflection. You'll see centuries of invention, technology, and human curiosity. Believe it or not, the journey of a mirror begins with something incredibly ordinary: sand. But not just any sand, it must be sand rich in silica, or silicon dioxide. Silica sand has a unique property. When heated at extremely high temperatures, it melts into a clear, glassy substance. This makes it the perfect base for glass production. Let's take a moment to imagine huge mining machines digging silica sand, transporting tons of it to glass factories. This sand is carefully cleaned, filtered, and prepared because even the tiniest impurities could ruin the clarity of the glass. Why is silica so important? Because it forms a strong, stable structure when cooled. It becomes transparent, allowing light to pass through without distortion, the first key to creating a mirror. The sand doesn't work alone. It's mixed with other ingredients like limestone and soda ash. Each of these plays a role. Soda ash lowers the melting point, while limestone stabilizes the mixture. Now picture this: massive industrial furnaces, glowing orange, reaching more than 1,600 degrees Celsius. Workers wearing protective suits carefully monitor the process. Inside, the sand and minerals slowly turn into a molten, glowing liquid glass. This part is magical. From rough, dry sand, we now have a thick, honey-like substance glowing with heat. This is the foundation of every mirror, but molten glass on its own isn't enough. We need it to be perfectly flat and smooth. That's where the float glass process comes in. Here's how it works. The molten glass is gently poured onto a bath of liquid tin. Because tin is denser, the glass floats on top, spreading out into a perfectly flat sheet. Imagine a river of glowing glass sliding endlessly across molten metal. Slowly as it moves, it begins to cool and solidify, becoming a flawless sheet of glass. This process was invented in the 1950s and revolutionized the glass industry. Before that, making perfectly smooth glass was expensive and difficult. Thanks to the float process, today's mirrors are affordable and flawless. Once the glass leaves the tin bath, it enters a long cooling tunnel called an annealing layer. Here, the temperature is reduced slowly to prevent cracks and stresses. Workers and machines carefully inspect each sheet. They look for bubbles, scratches, or distortions. Even the smallest defect can make the glass unsuitable for a mirror. Some sheets are discarded. Others are cut into standard sizes, ready for the next transformation. Here's where the magic truly happens. Clear glass is nice, but it doesn't reflect. To turn it into a mirror, a thin reflective layer must be applied. Traditionally, this was done with silvering. In the 19th century, scientists discovered that by chemically depositing a thin layer of silver onto glass, They could create the first modern mirrors. Today, the process is more advanced. Large machines spray or chemically deposit aluminum or silver onto the back of the glass sheet. This metallic coating bonds tightly, creating that beautiful shiny reflection. If you've ever wondered why some mirrors give a slightly different tint, it's because of the type of metal used. Silver gives a warmer, natural reflection. Aluminum is cheaper and often used for everyday mirrors. But wait, a thin layer of silver or aluminum is fragile. Exposed to air and moisture, it would corrode quickly. That's why the back of the mirror is protected. First, a layer of copper may be added to strengthen the metal. Then several coats of paint are applied. This seals the mirror, protecting it from scratches, humidity, and time. Thanks to these layers, a mirror can last decades without losing its shine. Now let's zoom out. Where do we actually use mirrors? Of course, in bathrooms, cars, and homes. But mirrors go far beyond that. In telescopes, mirrors capture light from distant galaxies, helping us explore the universe. In microscopes, mirrors and lenses reveal the hidden world of cells and bacteria. In lasers, tiny mirrors control powerful beams of light. In solar power plants, huge fields of mirrors focus sunlight to produce clean energy. Mirrors are everywhere, from cutting-edge science to everyday life. So next time you look in a mirror, remember, you're not just seeing your reflection, you're seeing centuries of human curiosity, science, and innovation. From simple sand to a flawless reflection, mirrors are a symbol of how far technology has come. If you love discovering how everyday objects are made, don't forget to subscribe to How It's Crafted, like this video, and stay curious, because the world around us is full of hidden stories waiting to be revealed.